Was Mariah Carey's Times Square performance sabotaged for ratings? Was Mariah Carey sabotaged for ratings? Diva singer's aides claim faulty earpiece caused Times Square lip-sync disaster, and accuse TV execs of disabling equipment on purpose. Mariah Carey has blamed her train-wreck New Year's Eve performance in Times Square on sabotage by executives hungry for ratings. Before the nightmare performance, Mariah repeatedly told producers and stage managers at Dick Clark Productions that her inner ears, the concealed earpieces that relay the audience's sound back to her, weren't working, insiders told DailyMail.com. According to the same sources, the star was assured by production staff that it would be fine once she was on stage. However, that was not the case, and they were told again that her earpiece was not working. But instead of fixing the issue so that Mariah could perform, they went live, they added. Indeed, Mariah's disgruntled team told DailyMail.com that a rehearsal at 3:00 p.m. on New Year's Eve went without a hitch. Furthermore, they say it was only Mariah's professionalism that forced her on stage to honor her commitment, and that she performed for millions essentially flying blind. Sources connected with Mariah say the executives falsely told her the earpieces were on a different frequency and would work once she was on stage, TMZ reported. And despite a troubled interview earlier with host Ryan Seacrest, in which Mariah said she couldn't hear what the host was saying, she pressed on with her performance commitment anyway, with disastrous results. The megastar was supposed to herald in 2017 and say good riddance to 2016 before the traditional ball drop by performing two hits, Emotions and We Belong Together. As is common for pop performers, she would be fed the backing track through the earpieces, which is essential, as the huge speakers used in major performances can be deafening to those on stage, and the noise from crowds even more so. A sound check at 3 p.m. had worked just fine, insiders claim. But just 6 minutes before she was to perform, she was still having problems with the inner ears, and still being reassured by production staff that they would work on the night. Insiders claim. An attempt to fix the problem by swapping the battery pack on her mic pack failed to fix the issue, TMZ sources said. None of that worked, and neither did arriving at the stage 4 minutes early. But not wanting to back out of the agreement, she attempted the performance anyway. It didn't go well. Unable to follow the backing track, and scuppered by a teleprompter that, according to the singer's insiders, wasn't working, Carey stumbled over the lyrics. At one point she stopped her performance and put a hand on her hip while the backing track continued without her. Furious with the unfolding disaster in front of millions inside Times Square and watching at home, Carey, who was dressed in a stunning pink bodysuit, began pacing in frustration across the stage. Trying to keep calm, she stopped and told the crowd that despite the performance falling apart at the seams, "I'm trying to be a good sport here." Her backup dancers bravely carried on, but quickly became confused, leading Mariah to say, "It is what it is. It just don't get any better," at which point she walked off the stage. Letting emotion get the better of her, the star also said, "I wanted a holiday too. Can't I just have one?" Mariah later tried to brush off the huge blunder, writing "St happens" in an Instagram post after the set. But insiders told TMZ it was all a plot so they could get Mariah drama. Mariah's team also fired off an email to an exec at Dick Clark Productions, saying, "This is sabotage. We didn't have a check for this song, we're missing some of the vocals, but it is what it is. I'm just going to let the audience sing," said the singer before her fit of pique. "We didn't have a sound check for this New Year's baby, it is what it is. Get these monitors on, please." At that point, Carey appeared to give up, and went over to one of her dancers and said, "Just for laughs, do the lift." The dancer then lifted Carey's leg in the air, as she sang a few notes. "I wanted a holiday too, can't I just have one?" she said as the first song wrapped up. After the second song wrapped up, Mariah sarcastically said, "Bring the feathers, it just don't get any better," before walking off. The ABC broadcast then cut back to Ryan Seacrest, who said, "Mariah Carey there, on our stage. No matter what Mariah does, the crowd absolutely loves it. Booked as the top guest for Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest, the megastar was supposed to herald the start of 2017 as the Waterford Crystal dropped at midnight. Alarms bells rang earlier in the day when the star's team apparently asked producers what time the ball dropped, according to the New York Post. Sources close to the megastar denied this to DailyMail.com, claiming everyone in the country knows what time the famous Waterford Crystal ball drops. According to the New York Post, producers of the show were so concerned she might be late, that they hired an entire crew to ensure the legendary diva made it to the ball on time. An apartment was reportedly booked for Mariah to have her hair and makeup done in at the top of the Times Square hotel, as organizers feared she would not make the trip from her Manhattan apartment in time. There's a team of top producers tasked to get her there on time and shepherd her to the stage, a source said, to the New York Post reported. However, Mariah's people flatly denied claims by the Post that concerns were sparked when one of her entourage asked what time exactly does the ball drop. In another bizarre moment earlier in the day, Carey had to be carried on stage for rehearsals by her boyfriend and backup dancer, Brian Tanaka. Amid all the diva drama, New Year's Eve revelers, many donning oversized 2017 eyeglasses and green Statue of Liberty hats, filled the iconic square on Saturday hours before the glittering crystal ball was to drop. Officials estimated as many as 1 million celebrants descended upon the crossroads of the world, braving cold temperatures and strong winds to ring in the new year amid heavy police protection. Stefania Moran, from Puebla, Mexico, and 5 friends, who are nannies for families in the United States, traveled to New York to secure a coveted spot in one of 35 metal pens where re-entry is prohibited. "I've always wanted to come to New York, and this is one of the must-dos before you die," she said. Laura Rivera, from Bolivia, said people told her she was crazy for coming. "But we wanted to be in New York," she said. "Even the people in our hotel were asking us why we would go out there. But I feel safe." For more than 2 decades, security has gradually been tightened for the event. Recent deadly truck attacks in Germany and France brought about another security upgrade this year. Dozens of 20-ton sanitation trucks weighted with an extra 15 tons of sand blocked off streets leading to the celebration zone. About 7,000 police officers, along with specially armed counter-terrorism units and bomb-sniffing dogs, were on guard, police said. "We're well prepared," Police Commissioner James O'Neill said. "All New Yorkers should feel safe, especially if you're in Times Square. It is going to be the most protected place in the city." This year, United Nations Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon had the honor of pushing the Waterford Crystal button that begins a 60-second countdown to 2017. It was also reported security has been ramped up across the country in Los Angeles for the city's celebrations, in the wake of the shooting in Turkey. The lineup for the night gig also included DNCE, Thomas Rhett, and Gloria Estefan and the cast of her Broadway musical On Your Feet.